In this video, I'm going to be coding, but for every line of code I write, I have to do a rep with one of these, or even two. Yes, I have two beautiful brand new dumbbells specifically for this video. The point of this video is pretty simple. I just have some stuff I need to code, but for every line of code I write, I have to do a rep. Simple. Let's begin. Here I'm in the MPC file explorer. I want to implement the cut functionality because I haven't done it. So a bit of code here, some code here, and some code here too. Maybe actually let's move it here. And finally just this. And as you can see, I can cut my files and paste them into my second folder. And if we go into the regular file explorer to check, you can see cut folder 1 is empty, cut folder 2 is with my messages. So in total, plus 14 lines of code. So yeah, you know what time it is. Wow, look at me go, look at me go. Next, I have the great idea of working on this button, the rename button. Yes, it's also a dumb placeholder. Renaming seems pretty simple. In theory, I just have to use the move function, which moves the directory and uses a new name, which I ask the user for. But let me tell you, it was not simple. I started off with an if statement to check if the item is a file or a folder. Then, based on that, I would use the move function, which asks for the current path to the item and the new path for the item. Seems simple, but of course, I had to mess it up, and instead of the new path, I kept inputting only the name. Kinda dumb. After I realized it was just a simple fix using path.combine, I would combine the folder in which the item is located and the item's new name. Then I just had to implement some error handling. And in total, we have 34 lines of code, so you know what time it is. Look at me go. Coding and working out. Reading and working out. Learning, working out. For learning, I use Brilliant.org because Brilliant is the best interactive way to actually learn something new. You see, I like STEM topics, like maths and programming, and it has been a goal of mine to learn something every day. I simply go into Brilliant, scroll through their massive list of courses, and find something that interests me. Vectors, randomness, thinking and code. I've been using Brilliant for nearly a year now, and I must say, it's very good. I've been using it to explore new topics, as well as polish old skills, like functions, if you watched the last video. If you want to get started with Brilliant for free, check out my link in the description. Additionally, Brilliant has given you 20% off their annual premium subscription. Let's get back to the video. Now, for those wondering, here's the rename button working. Very nice. Now, what else am I missing? Keyboard shortcuts. I had the great idea to implement F5 and Home. F5 would refresh the current directory you have opened. Yes, I did borrow this from web browsers, but it is quite useful. This was a very simple thing to add. I just checked for the F5 key to be pressed and called the refresh function. And here's the shortcut actually working. As you can see, it keeps refreshing. Then for Home, it would just send you to the desktop, or you could customize it to be your common directory you want to have quick access to. For this, I just set the current directory to be the desktop, the code for which I borrowed from the sidebar. And again, here's the shortcut actually working. As you can see, it changed our folder. And these two keyboard shortcuts did add 21 lines of code. So you know what time it is. Yeah, help me, please help me. Okay, while doing my reps, I actually had another genius idea to add the F2 shortcut. This is a popular one which I actually use. For renaming, we just need the last selection, which I luckily save in a variable alongside the list of all selected items. With that selection, I just have to call the rename function, pass in the variable, and it all works. Here's the renaming working. I can select a file, click F2, rename it. Okay. Now I can click on a folder, F2, and also rename it. Working perfectly fine. Plus 10 lines. For some reason that this shouldn't be the so many lines. Please. Why? Help. My hands already hurt. Please. So currently there isn't any way of getting the full path to an item. So when you right click on the file, you copy its path. Yes, seems useful. And seems pretty easy to implement. We need to check for right clicking. Then we can literally just set the clipboard text to be the path of that item. But you know, we want the experience to be fully polished, so let's add a little message in the corners telling the user that they copied the path. Now, this wasn't so simple as I had to do some calling from different forms, user controls, whatever. But in the end, here you can see we get a beautiful little message telling you that that right click actually did something. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, working beautifully. For the final feature, let's add a recent folders section. For this, we'll have to add a new section to the sidebar, a label, then we'll have to store a text file with our recent folders. Finally, we just have to update everything when we open a folder, launch the program, close the program, the folder count hits the maximum, all that beautiful stuff to make it work. And here is our wonderful updated sidebar. We have our recents, we can open a new folder and it pops up here. You can also notice the labels indicating what is what. Finally, I made it so that when pinned or recents are empty, they don't show up. Nice. Why would I distract the user with something which is useless? And this final feature added a massive 76 lines of code. Yikes. Okay, I think that's enough reps for today. I'm absolutely tired. My arms absolutely hurt. But with that, the video is finished. For those wondering, it took a little over 3 hours to make, not including editing. And in that time, I managed to write 178 lines and do 178 reps. Is this a way to motivate yourself to code? I guess. Was it interesting? I guess. I now have 2 beautiful brand new dumbbells. I guess. Thank you for watching. Subscribe because in the next video, I will be trying out Arch Linux.